AMD vs Nvidia. Let's get started with today's episode. Today, we're going to look at NL Comments benchmarks, and yes, we have all these AI accelerator companies saying, hey look, we have the best accelerator out there. We're going to look at the H100, H200, B200, AMD's MI300, and some other interesting accelerators in the market like Google's TPU and some other startups. However, the best approach to truly obtain the findings and the definitive response is to sort of examine these industry benchmarks. Fortunately, we receive benchmarks from NL Comments on a monthly basis. Some of these benchmarks are for inference, while others are for trainings. The most current upgrade, which was released on August 28, 2024, dealt with inference. AMD has been vocal about this market and claims to offer a superior solution than Nvidia's H100. We'll talk about a lot of that in today's episode and determine whether or not it is the best response. If you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market latest news, you can subscribe to our investing tutorial channel as we post daily updates about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market. So click the subscribe button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now back to today's video. Okay, so to start, let's look at Nvidia. As this blog post from August 28 shows, Nvidia Blackwell establishes new benchmarks for generative AI and massively parallel inference workloads. This will work similarly to the original submission, which used Nvidia's Blackwell GPU and produced performance on the Llama 2 70B parameter large language model that was over 4 times better than Nvidia's H100 GPU. Let's take a quick look back because this is one of the primary reasons why it's so interesting. Given that the Blackwell contains essentially 2 chips in one, it must perform at least twice as well as the Hopper platform because, in principle, this is one of the key reasons why the Blackwell is so much superior. However, we can observe that the technical advancements have made the H100 up to 4 times more performant than it was with just 2 chips. We also noticed that the H200 was included in these benchmarks, and we'll examine the findings, which showed excellent performance across the board in the data center market. Not only that, but one thing Nvidia frequently emphasizes is how powerful its software is. The H100 and H200 actually ran these benchmarks in their previous iteration, but due to advancements in software development, the H200 saw up to 27% more generative AI influence than in the previous iteration, highlighting the incremental value that customers receive from their investments in Nvidia platforms over time. In other words, Nvidia is saying, look, sure, you're going to buy our products, and our products are usually the best when they come out on these benchmarks. But the most important thing is that we're going to continue to improve them software optimization and libraries to make your hardware even better. Of course, our products are probably sold at a premium, but that premium will be offset by a host of other benefits. So what does this really mean for Nvidia's stock? Let's find out, but first, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video. Here are some interesting images from Nvidia that sort of examine the MI30 for the Llama 2 70B results. The MI300X 750-watt system is ranked last, followed by the H100 700-watt system, the H200 700-watt system, and finally the H200 1000-watt system, which completely outperforms the 1000-watt system from the competition. It seems like there is a nice performance jump here, which is why many people are switching from Nvidia's H100 700-watt to Nvidia's H200 liquid cooling, in my opinion. It is liquid cold. Here are some benchmarks, and I have a few pages here with different types of filters for the data. But basically, you get the organization that's PR providing this benchmark. You're also seeing kind of the product name, the number of nodes, their processor, aka their CPU. Now AMD did kind of showcase their strength, and they mentioned that, hey look, they compare their MI300X with Nvidia's H100, and we can see in some scenarios Nvidia's H100 did better, in other scenarios AMD's MI300 did better. All right, GPU, also known as their accelerator, the quantity of accelerators. For example, For this inferencing of the Llama 270B parameter number, we're only going to be looking at units with one accelerator. Here we have NVIDIA B200, NVIDIA H200, Grace Hopper 200, and more importantly, NVIDIA MI300X. These are all one accelerator systems, and NVDA beats them all by insane numbers with a score of roughly 11,300 tokens per second. Next in line is the H200 with roughly 4,400 tokens per second. And more importantly, for that kind of benchmark, the more tokens you want per second, the better the results are. For example, for this inferencing of the Llama 270B parameter number, we're only going to be looking at units with one accelerator. Here we have NVIDIA B200, NVIDIA H200, Grace Hopper 200, and more importantly, NVIDIA MI300X. These are all one accelerator systems, and NVDA beats them all by insane numbers with a score of roughly 11,300 tokens per second. Next in line is the H200 with roughly 4,400 tokens per second. And more importantly, for that kind of benchmark, the more tokens you want per second, the better the results are. Since AMD's MI300X will be the last on this list with roughly 3,000 tokens per second, we can see right away that we're only looking at one accelerator. NVIDIA's Grace Hopper 200 comes in second with approximately 4,000 tokens per second, and AMD's MI30 is significantly inferior to NVIDIA's H200. All right, so the next system we'll examine has 4 accelerators. I'd also want to remind investors, or make them aware of this, that there are numerous machine models that we may employ, like GPT, Llama, Steady Diffusion, and endless more. Generally speaking, NVIDIA covers all of these, but its rivals only focus on the ones where they seem to perform slightly better or have the best results. For instance, I wanted to look more closely at Google's TPU unit, but regrettably, Google's TPU only shows results for the benchmarks of Stable Diffusion, which again highlights how diverse and adaptable NVIDIA GPU solutions are. You can kind of use NVIDIA solutions in any of these workloads. But when it comes to competitors, they choose which kind of workload they want to showcase these benchmarks, thereby demonstrating once more the potency of NVIDIA's GPU solutions. Here are the 4 accelerators once more. The higher samples per second is more significant. We only have the H100 and Google's TPU version, which is currently in development. Google's TPU-5e is essentially their energy-efficient TPU-5 solution. Initially, NVIDIA's H100 performs best, scoring about 8.3, but we can see that Google's TPU is roughly 5.4, meaning that NVIDIA's solution is significantly faster than Google's upcoming release of TPU. Sadly, the H200 did not participate in this test. However, the H200 would have performed quite well here, and it is clear that the Blackwell hasn't completed these tests. The Blackwell would have performed much better here, so it is clear from the outset that NVIDIA is crushing it in this inference. I want to reassure AMD investors that this market is not necessarily negative. We can see that the MI300 is very competitive with NVIDIA's H100, but if you're looking at their larger systems like the H200 or the Blackwell, the MI300 is not the unit to compete with them. AMD has stated that they can lead this market or be a great alternative. However, AMD stands to gain if consumers are looking for an alternative to the H100, and there is a sizable market for that product. I'm actually quite excited about the results, which demonstrate how much superior the B200 is and how stronger the H200 is. I actually did not anticipate seeing this kind of growth with the H200 liquid cool versus the H100 again. So I can now understand why there would be a nice appetite for the H200 versus the H100 prior to the release of the Blackwell series. In conclusion, NVIDIA's B200 has emerged as a game changer in the tech world, firmly establishing its dominance over AMD's MI300X with superior performance metrics, advanced AI capabilities, and a broader ecosystem of applications. The B200 isn't just a step ahead. It's a leap into the future of computing. AMD's MI300X, despite its potential, struggles to keep pace with NVIDIA's relentless innovation and market leadership. This head-to-head comparison clearly shows why Nvidia continues to be the go-to choice for investors looking to capitalize on cutting-edge technology. For those who have been following the stock market closely, Nvidia's strategic moves and technological advancements provide a compelling case for long-term growth. As AI and high-performance computing become increasingly integral to various industries, Nvidia's B200 positions the company to capture significant market share, potentially leading to impressive financial returns for its shareholders. This isn't just a win in the tech specs, it's a victory in the investment arena as well. As we continue to track the developments in this rapidly evolving space, Nvidia's momentum suggests that it will remain a powerhouse in the industry. Whether you're an investor or a tech enthusiast, keeping an eye on Nvidia's trajectory is essential. If you found this analysis helpful and insightful, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with your friends and colleagues who are also interested in tech stocks. And of course, subscribe to Investing Tutorial for more in-depth analysis and updates on the latest in the stock market and investment strategies. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.